boarded up everything. You got generators. Home Depot stock done went up 1,000%. And boy, look here. It is what it is, man. So yeah,
that boy still have his job tomorrow.
Yeah, and never go back and say, "Hey guys, sorry, I was wrong." You know what he does? He comes back and say, "Today we're going to get sunshine." He don't ever go back and talk about yesterday. So yeah, you're right.
Boston and Miami just kicked off, man. Boston up 6 points against Miami in the first quarter. Listen, hey, story time, man. I got a story to tell, dog.
Ooh, I like it.
I got an old story to tell, bro.
I like it.
First of all, we're gonna watch the greatest high school football commercial ever. And then we're going to tell a story about this young man, Jarvis Brownlee, who was drafted yesterday.
The Brownleys.
Boy, let's eat. Let's eat. No, let's eat. If they cut us open, the only thing that's coming out is orange and black.
They said one coochie. You don't know my man. Hey, two we here, boy. Two black, boy.
Okay, this was a commercial created by Battle, and it was kind of promoting that book bag right there. And this right here is Jarvis Brownlee out of Miami, City, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis Brownlee went to Florida State, right, when Norvell first got there. Put it back up. Go ahead, put it back up. Jarvis Brownlee went to Florida State when Norvell first got there, and he was there during the rough time. I want y'all to follow what happened. He was there when Norvell was trying to get it together, right? And Stanford Samuels and Jarvis Brownlee, Jarvis came after Stanford Samuels, but for some reason it was like they can't like Jarvis Brownlee was people like, damn, Jarvis Brownlee sucked. When Jarvis Brownlee left Miami playing for Carol City, he was a dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
But went to Florida State and was getting blamed, right? Oh, Jarvis Brownlee can't cover nobody. He getting bombed everywhere. So he jumped in the portal, right? And once again, Hayes, because I kind of know it when I see it, it ticked me off, dog. It ticked me off. So I wrote this. This is what I wrote. And Hayes, I want you to chime in on this too. Miami Central coach AJ has said how his 18-year-olds are better than 22-year-olds. Is it possible that a player can be developed in high school, arrive to a college prepared to play, sometimes more prepared than the kids that are currently in the locker room? I once asked former Miami Hurricane quarterback Jakari Harris, when he came to our show, was he smarter than his first OC, which was Patrick Nix? He said yes. It was how he said yes, which convinced me. He didn't think twice. I'm saying all this to say Jarvis Brownlee left Miami a baller and ready to go. So did Stanford Samuels. And what I was saying was that, is it possible that these kids leave high school dogs, right? Walk into a program at the wrong time and get blamed for all the sorry shit that the coach doing. Jarvis Brownlee, and this is when he jumped in the portal, right? Oh, he can't play, and then so he ended up at Louisville. Goes to Louisville, have a stellar year. That was him versus Jacoby George in the end zone with the pass. Jacoby was crying about being pass interference and all of that at the end of the game. That was Jarvis Brownlee guarding him. Goes to Louisville for 2 years after being at Florida State for 3 years. And gets drafted in the 5th round. And this is what coach said to him when he called him.
Yes, sir, no doubt. We need that South Florida, Overtown, Carol City. We need all that. We need a little bit of that here in Nashville.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. I'm going to let you talk to Coach Callahan.
What's what Callahan say?
Gotcha. What's up?
What's up, my guy?
I have no idea what Rand was talking about, but I'm all in. I don't know what all that was, but
he said we need that Miami Carol City overtown. Bring that with you. You know what I'm saying? With you up here with us to play. But hey, what I was saying was that I knew Jarvis Brownlee could play. But at Florida State, he looked bad. Stafford Samuels looked bad.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think the program is falling apart and not the kids. And they end up at a program at the wrong time.
That's fair.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Harris left Miami Northwestern a smart quarterback. And we saw it in the beginning and we saw it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But what you think about it, Ace? You coach high school football, you coach in college.
So here's what I'll say. First thing is I'm gonna go back to this conference right here. Before I read this donut, we got two new donuts. That guy that was sitting there, I don't know who that brother was sitting there, but that's part of why we be in those rooms. Because you heard what the coach say. I don't know what he was talking about, but I'm down for it. Because
right.
they can't relate. I'm not saying all, nothing's 100%. But those are the things we talk about of why you see brothers in the room. You heard what he said? I need that overtime, that Carol City. You could tell, right?
Yeah.
And the guy picked the phone. I don't know what he was talking about, but I'm all for it. And that's a part of it. That right there, what you saw, is a part of what's going on in college. That's why I brought that up first to tie back to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But before I tie in that, I must get a donor love. Falcon again for the 305. 1.5% of kids play in the NFL for more than 4 years, as well as Falcon for another 305. Miami men hit the league and get degrees to get paid. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Falcon, man. Much love. Thank you.
Falcon showing love today.
Yeah. So I'm going back to tie it in.
Uh-huh.
You may get a coach that can't relate to you. He can't get all of it out of you.
Right.
See, one thing about this game, if you don't mind, I'm going to take this down. I just feel like I want people to see my face because I got something to say. One thing about this game, it ain't about X's and O's. It's about getting the soldiers to fight for you. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Street, you're a Marine. You didn't know why you were going to fight. You just knew what your orders were. You didn't know we was going to fight because this dude shorted us on some oil money and this, that, and the third. You there to carry out orders.
Yeah, right.
And the problem is a lot of coaches may be smart on the board, may be smart in the X's and O's, but they can't get the dog out of them.
Right.
A lot of coaches can pencil you to death on the board. He could scheme up the Super Bowl winning, but guess what? It don't mean nothing if you can't get a dog out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that right therein lies the problem. So when you say, is it times that players can end up at a wrong place? Sure it is. Is it the coaches say, and I despise coaches that, oh, he too dumb to learn the playbook. You recruited him.
Right.
Be a teacher and teach. And and another part to your point of what you wrote in that I'm gonna just call it an article. Don't think that every college coach, because he got a school logo on his chest, is a guru. They one play away from being a high school coach or being a Pop Warner coach.
Mm-hmm.
Football is football. And guess what? You got coaches like AJ Snipes, hell, even myself. That's one opportunity away from being the next Nick Saban. See, it's all about the opportunity that's given. And sometimes those opportunities are just not given for whatever the reason is. Same thing when it comes to these players. When it comes to these players, you got to get them to run through that wall for you, dog. Because you know what? Your pen only goes so far until he snapped the ball. Your pen is theory. I always said this. Your pen is 2D. 2-dimensional. But on that field, it's 3-dimensional. You remember that joke? It wasn't a joke, but I remember Bobby Bowden talking about Peter Ward. He said, yeah, I drew up this perfect play for Peter Ward. I'm going to kind of jack it up a little bit. I don't remember exactly. Well, I told him, you're going to catch the ball here. Be careful. A guy going to come. You're going to spin off him. Another guy will come. You're going to put your hand on the ground. You're going to get up and stumble about 2 or 3 steps. You're going to stiff arm this other dude. No, ain't no coaching that. That's player.
That's player shit.
That's players.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this last part because I'm getting him a coaching back. I always said this about football. This is how football is designed from a coach to a player as you teach it. Alignment, assignment, play ball. Right?